champion. You're watching WGS-TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFX-TV. I'm the WrestleGamer at Double V Boudreaux. This is going to be the Monday Night Raw review for the week of April 14th, 2014. Let me introduce the panel for this week's Monday Night Raw review. First off, he's our resident music mogul over on YouTube.com/Lance Moss TV. He is the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, he gets beat up by his brother on a daily basis over on the hood on iVlog. He's the Bay Area MVP known as Will. Will, how you doing?
Nice one.
Figured I'd throw that one in there. And ladies and gentlemen, we saw him the first time make his debut last week here on WGS-TV, and he is back again for the Raw review. It's Awesome Alfie. Alfie, how you doing?
Hi, hello. Hi, I'm doing great, thanks.
Now, one of the things about this week's Monday Night Raw was, in fact, they paid tribute to the life of the Ultimate Warrior. Last week we did get the, unfortunate information about the passing of the Warrior, and I'm going to say, a lot of respect to the WWE for what they did, tolling the bell 10 times, and like I said, honoring the memory of the Warrior, showing some of his, greatest moments throughout his career, moments he had with Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, even including the a title match he had with Ravishing Rick Rude at SummerSlam 1990 when he defended it inside the steel cage. And they also aired his very last appearance with the WWE, which was last week on Monday Night Raw. So I just want to say right off the bat, a lot of respect to the WWE for what you've done, and rest in peace, Ultimate Warrior. Also at this time, WGS-TV would like to send out their condolences to the Ultimate Warrior's family and friends through, in the wake of this terrible tragedy, because that's exactly what it is, a terrible tragedy, Nancy Grace, so fuck off. Figured I'd throw that one in there because a lot of fans are still pissed off at her for what she said. So it was a hashtag Remember Warrior. Now, one of the other things we had on this week's Monday Night Raw was an 8-man single elimination tournament to determine a new number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship, a guy to go against Big E. I keep thinking, WWE was supposed to, do away with the name Langston, but I heard Michael Cole say Langston several different times, so I don't know what WWE is thinking with the names, but anyway, a very interesting brackets, I do have to say. Starting off with Del Rio and Rob Van Dam, Lance, and it was indeed a very strong opening match for Monday Night Raw. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, especially because they kind of have their opening matches are sometimes hit and miss. This one definitely hit it out of the park.
Yep.
But the worst spot was when Del Rio intentionally botched and bashed his either upper back or back of his head on the top turnbuckle.
Yeah, that didn't look good as well. But finished with the match, it was RVD with the 5-star frog splash to get the victory and advance in the tournament. We had a tag team action up next as Cody Rhodes and Goldust took on RybAxel. Something I noticed new about RybAxel, Will, is the fact that now they have their own tag team entrance theme now. They kind of combine both Ryback's theme and Curtis Axel's theme. What are your thoughts about that?
I don't really have a thought. That's just the thing. They went down since Paul Heyman hasn't been around them anymore. I mean, we all can attest to that, but I mean, that match was very physical, and I would have to give the match a 3. I mean, I would talk more about this match, but, there was a lot of firsts in that match, so nothing really much to say on it. Theme, okay. Match, physical. Fans were a little not really interested, but I will 3 the match just for the hell of it.
especially for Ryback countering the disaster kick into the Meathook clothesline. That indeed was a very devastating finish for that matchup. Up next, we had the new Divas champion, Paige, taking on Alicia Fox. Alfie, my question to you, because I did post this on the WGS-TV Facebook page, with Caitlyn being gone out of the WWE right now, in your opinion, is Paige the real deal?
I like Paige. I think she's a great performer, great wrestler, great sport, rep in England. Norwich isn't too far away from where I am right now. But I do really like Paige. I think she has great potential, and having some of the bigger people kind of out of the picture it gives her more room to progress and for her to be the big name. And I kind of like the position that she's in at the moment, and hope that she gets better. I mean, well, she's the freaking champion right now. But I want to see her do a lot more.
Paige is also the proof in the pudding when I say this, that you don't need WWE Total Divas to put a diva over, especially with Paige, who has incredible in-ring ability, to say the least. She debuted the Scorpion Crosslock, a finishing move from what I understood was the finishing move of her mom, Sarah Knight's. That was her submission hold, so I thought it was pretty unique, and also a weird way to see the female body bend, if you kind of get my drift on that one. Tag team action, the Usos seeking revenge against Randy Orton and Batista. We saw earlier in the night that Triple H going out to Orton Batista saying that he needed help with the Shield. Orton Batista said, you know what, the Shield is your problem, not our problem, so you're on your own for that one. Well, it turned out to be just the opposite of that, Lance, and as the finish of this match came with what I said, the Hounds of Justice struck on Orton and Batista. They really needed to do something before that, because you can't have just the Shield going against Triple H. They also went after Orton and Batista to kind of draw them into something. Well, we'll talk about it when we get to that part of the review. But did you kind of feel at that point in time, after you heard Orton Batista say that backstage, that you were thinking, oh, they're going to go after him in this match?
I knew that those two forces were going to collide somewhere in the night. Just wasn't really thinking there, because the Shield don't usually jump people during matches. It's usually after the bell rings. But way to build up for to another part during the show, which I'm not going to say, but a good job on building up a story during the night.
Another first-round matchup in the Intercontinental Championship #1 Contenders Tournament, as we are, Uvu is giving, all kinds of fits and headaches right now, so we do apologize for that one there. But another first-round matchup, we have Cesaro and Mark Henry. First thing I want to say is Paul Heyman to come out and play the crowd, and, just not going, he's the advocate for the conqueror who beat the streak. He's the advocate for the conqueror who beat the streak. I love that. Paul Heyman just knows how to play that crowd. And I'm just sitting back enjoying that, because the crowd was just going absolutely nuts over the fact that Brock Lesnar defeated The Undertaker at WrestleMania 30. And there's still some fanboys out there who really just can't get over that fact. I mean, really? Seriously? The matchup happened, the finish happened, to get over it. That's all I'm going to say. It's not being disrespectful, but it really doesn't help to, dwell on a certain subject and time and peace at that time. But Cesaro and Mark Henry, I gotta say, very, very decent match. And Cesaro, is just really surprising a lot of people, as of late with his ability, and his strength, and the fact that he neutralized Mark Henry and got the victory. What are your thoughts on that?
He moved on from being a real American to a Paul Heyman guy. Who really seen this coming? Nobody did. Is it working out so far? Well, if you basically look, or not really look, but listen to the fans' reaction, he still is getting mixed reaction, half cheers and boos, whatever. Match, hey, it was basically 50-50. And when Cesaro came back the second time around with all those combination of European uppercuts, and then, like you just mentioned, the neutralizer, that's damn almost 400 pounds. I'll give the match a 3.5, and I want to see where this goes with Cesaro being a Paul Heyman match.
With the Ravishing Russian Lana having her own theme this week on Monday Night Raw, for one thing, I never really, if she's just a valet, what was the point of giving her an entrance theme? I just don't understand that. We never saw Miss Elizabeth with her own entrance theme. We never saw Sensational Sherry with her own entrance theme when there were valets for superstars back in the day. So why in the world did Lana have her own theme? I don't know what the WWE is thinking with that. But it turned out to be, with Alexander Rusev just absolutely eating Xavier Woods, and R-Truth tried to fight against Rusev, and Rusev just kind of dominated that fight. And again, it's something Alfie pointed out before we started this recording for the Raw review this week. Is just they're giving Rusev right now the Ryback treatment, making him go against jobbers to make him look absolutely strong. I could even go back and say it's not just the Ryback treatment, it's the Goldberg treatment if you think about it, because they had him go against 170 different jobbers before they actually gave him a superstar to work with in WCW. So I want to see, like I said, I want to see Rusev work against somebody good. I don't want to insult the guys in WWE saying that they're not good. They're there for a reason, but I want to see him work against a guy like a Jack Swagger. Work a guy like a Kane. Those like a Daniel Bryan, like a Roman Reigns, those kinds of guys. I want to see him kind of do that, because I really want to see him tested. But speaking of being tested, my patience for Adam Rose and the Exotic Express was a little bit tested. Lance, hungry hippos with the giant rabbit? Really?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I don't know what to think about
they
that.
They got into Jack Swagger's stash. They got into Swagger's stash and creative, and then you get this.
Well, I see you're shaking your head, man. I'm pretty sure that you're having your own kind of headache about Adam Rose and the Exotic Express.
No, actually, I disagree with the both of you. This is a gimmick that could work, but he went from being Leo Kruger to Adam Rose. I don't know, probably most of us don't watch NXT, or most of you do, and this works out. I mean, it's not really a downer, it's just, it caught everybody off, from surprise. No, it caught everybody off guard. Now, I mean, agreed that the hungry hippo / deluded rabbit wasn't things that you would see in a promo like that, even though that is a little bit scary. But, we gotta give it a chance somehow. We can't all be negative. We just can't. I mean, if Bo Dallas has his promo, why not him?
By the way, Alfie, are you a believer?
I don't know. I really don't
James
know.
is going to kill me for this, but he believes.
Anyway,
I did like this Adam Rose guy, though.
Really?
He's something that's not the norm, and I kind of like that a bit. And I mean, I mean, he's in a stupid.
Well, let me say this, Alfie. Saying that is not the norm is a kind of a understatement when it comes to looking at these vignettes for Adam Rose.
Yeah.
Hungry hippos with a giant rabbit on WWE. When was the last time we seen that? Never.
Nah, never. But it's definitely a very, very strange character that I quite like. I don't know. I'm looking forward to
didn't
this
Mick Foley do something with the Hungry Hippos and a Easter bunny around Easter's one year?
No,
but also Mick Foley had a match with Rocky the Cardboard Cutout.
I'm gonna have to look that up, to be honest.
On TNA.
The last time I remember anything about the Easter Bunny, he was actually involved in that. It was a pay-per-view with SmackDown back around 2003, 2004. The APA had their giant bar brawl match they had set up, and the Easter Bunny was in it. Don't ask. That's all I'm going to say. If you want to know more about it, look it up yourself. Up next, another first-round match in the Intercontinental Championship #1 Contenders Tournament. Weed McMuffin, Jack Swagger, and Sheamus. Not a bad match. They put Sheamus over, with the bro kick on that one. So really cut and dry. Not a bad match. Damien Sandow running his mouth, and the Big Show coming out. It was just kind of fairly obvious what was going to happen there. Of Big Show just shutting him up with the knockout punch.
Well, hello. Let's review back to what has happened since Sandow lost his Money in the Bank opportunity. He's just been going down. Wrestlers have been known to slumping. It's been in wrestling for years where it has come. But I would like to make an honorable, serious mention here. I did read a report about Damien Sandow in New Orleans at WrestleMania. He was giving out $10 bills to homeless people. And, that automatically changed my mind about Sandow. I used to think he would come out to be like this little pompous, egotistical guy, but, the difference between him as a real guy and a guy in the wrestling ring is he can be a good guy, outside of the ring, but inside the ring, I just think they're doing him very, very poorly, but we'll save that for another tale. But yeah, Big Show just basically said, shut up, that's enough. 1, 2, 3, crowd goes home happy, Sandow has to take more Benadryl.
He got knocked the hell out.
Just proceeds, that's it.
The Wine family up next, saying that they're calling out John Cena because they wanted to give Cena that push, over the edge to become a monster. I love Cena and the way that he can just play the crowd, and he plays a lot of the people in the IWC. Saying, last thing everyone wants to see is me have another push. If you're in the wrestling industry and you know what the terminology, you get that joke. A lot of fans are thinking, oh, what is he talking about? Push. But anyway, I thought it was a great comedic segment with Cena, doctoring up pictures of the Wyatt family, saying, "Oh, this is the mother of the Wyatt family, Bobby Joe Wyatt," and whatnot, and he doctored up a picture to say that was Sister Abigail and whatnot. I gotta say, it was a great comedic segment, but the haters out there, I've already seen on several other reviewers here on YouTube, just don't want to give John Cena and his mic skills any credit because they still want to live under the fact that, oh, it's stale, oh, it's repetitive, oh, it's boring. Was it boring when D-Generation X did it during their day? Really? Was it boring when Triple H did it? Seriously? So you're still just going to get on John Cena's case because, oh, we don't like John Cena because everything is just stale, repetitive, and boring. You guys just want to be held to a different standard. Everybody else has done the exact same thing. Their gimmicks are stale and repetitive, but we're going to get on Cena's case because we don't like Cena. That's all I'm going to say about that. But what I did find interesting, though, Alfie, is the challenge Cena threw out to Bray Wyatt for a steel cage match at Extreme Rules. What are your thoughts about that?
I do. I'd hoped, because when Bray Wyatt last week said that he wanted to get extreme, I was hoping for more of an extreme match. Steel cage, it's pretty good. Inside the steel and everything. But I'd hope for some really kind of extreme things. It's Bray Wyatt. He's really, really weird, and he's a lot of messed up things in there, and there's not a lot of the stuff in the cage that can make Bray Wyatt get the evil and the monster out of John Cena, apart from a bit of steel around the side of the cage. But, yeah, I'm still looking forward to it. I am still really looking forward to the match. I think Extreme Rules, it's one of my favourite pay-per-views because it's one of the nights that WWE breaks away from its whole PG kind of thing. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Speaking of something that wasn't so PG, we had Santina Marella and Emma taking on Fandango and Layla. Apparently they still want to put over the fact more that Fandango dumped Summer Rae, even to the point where they showed tweets that they did online, and even had Fandango do kind of a little aired interview thing before, while they were having the matchup. Again, I guess just to put over more of the point that, they dumping Summer Rae off of that gimmick. The finish of the match kind of unusual, to say the least. Layla pulling Emma into the turnbuckle, rolling her up and with a handful of her boob. Someone kind of... Lance, really? I can't say nothing else about it.
That's what it looked like to me.
That's what it looked like to everybody.
Cop the shoulder.
Well, she's already tapped out on AJ's ass.
And cop the feel.
Well, she copped a feel on AJ. Why not cop a feel on Emma?
Then again, who wouldn't want to?
You got the point there. Up next, the final first round match for the Intercontinental Championship number one contenders tournament pitted Bad News Barrett and Dolph Ziggler in what I like to call, a phenomenal match. These two guys, to me, honestly, really stole the show that night. What are your thoughts?
Stole the show? I can't even buy a ticket. I was watching TV. What are you talking about? I was sitting home when I watched it. That TV, that one, over there. Gosh, play. Yeah, well, about time we see Bob News Bodots back in the WWE ring. Excluding the
Bad News Barrett.
Gavel and his little podiums. About time he got back in the ring. And yes, I mean, Barrett's been out of action for, several months since he's been doing it. And Ziggler always selling moves, but at the end, we all know, I am afraid I have to buy. With the bullhammer, 1, 2, 3, and advance to the second round. Bad News Barrett. And I'll actually give a 4. I mean, Barrett just looks strong coming back to the ring, so give it a 4.
As it officially stands now, the semifinals are set like this. It's going to be RVD taking on Cesaro, and in the other round, it's going to be Sheamus and Bad News Barrett. So indeed, very, very interesting pairings in the semifinals brackets. It's going to be very interesting to see who goes over and gets put in the finals. It's really got me intrigued as to see, where they're going to go from here. Now, during the night, earlier in the night, I should say, Brad Maddox said, I have a job for you. Go tell the Shield they're in the main event, but do not tell them against who. And it turns out it was an 11-on-3 handicap match. If I remember correctly, it was 3MB, RybAxel, Titus O'Neil, Alexander Rusev, Bad News Barrett, Alberto Del Rio, Jack Swagger, and Fandango against the Shield. The matchup just kind of turns into an 11-on-3 mugging, and that's what it was. And then, I called this a week ago. If you guys didn't remember, I even said their name. A lot of people are saying, no, you're not right. It's not going to be them. But they have officially reunited. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Evolution is back. Reunited, Triple H, Batista, and Randy Orton, and they just kind of beat down the Shield even further. And Triple H leaving the lasting statement, you want to believe in something, believe in evolution. I think Charles Darwin would be quite happy right now with that statement. I wonder how many of you guys out there will get that joke, but probably not too many people. Alfie got it. I don't know if Lance got it. I can tell Lance got it. I could tell Lance got that joke.
You corny bastard.
But that's kind of,
Evolution is nothing without Ric Flair.
well,
I want Ric Flair to come back.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Alfie on that statement. You can't really have Evolution without Ric Flair, but I don't know if WWE would be willing to re-sign him back to a contract. I think they have him for a Legends deal. I am not entirely positive on that statement. I don't know if they would use him though for Evolution. I mean, he would basically just be like a mouthpiece in there because I don't think he's even cleared to wrestle anymore. At his age, but then again,
he is under a Legends deal.
But like I said, I just see this happening at Extreme Rules, Evolution versus the Shield. It's just something I see happening. A lot of fans out there are thinking, "Oh, this ain't gonna be good." I think it would. I think it would. Ever since they turned Batista heel, I was thinking it was only a matter of time, Will, before they would reunite Evolution, and they really did last night on Monday Night Raw. What are your thoughts?
And I probably would have to turn the page to Hardcore Wrestling Radio's Rick Page about factions reforming, and it gladly states, holy fuck, now that we got Evolution back, this is where things are going to get a little bit more dry again. Close book. I'm going to have to take Rick's page on this one because, and I'm going to put this in a brief statement, Stephanie McMahon already knew what Triple H had to do before he thought of it. Did most fans that I was probably one of the many few that thought that, oh fuck, if Evolution is going to come back, Flair doesn't got that type of deal, then yes, it would only suffice that those three would go against the Shield. Now the 11-on-3 was just same. Was that the same match that happened? She started jumping people, and Raw had 11 facing against the Shield. Now look how the tables turned. You go back 5 months to today, now the Shield is part of 11-on-3 that didn't really last. Then Triple H calls up the other wrestlers, they get in the ring, RKO, Pedigree, Batista bomb, go home, people are not happy. I can't really say that this is a good move for WWE right now. I really don't. Because all three want a chance at the title. Last Daniel Bryan was not at Raw. Get the match. I have to give it the lowest of 0.75 out of 5 for the 11-on-3 in the promo. I would rather have Lance shoot me.
If I had my tablet around, you'd get it. You'd hear it.
But Alfie, do you agree with Will's sentiment about Evolution reuniting against the Shield?
I'm going to be brutally honest here. I find modern-day Batista and Randy Orton pretty boring characters. And Triple H, to me, is the only person in Evolution that's kind of making me interested in it, because Triple H is the big bad guy, Batista's just kind of there, Randy Orton's just kind of there, like, he just wants a title shot, blah, blah, blah. He's doing it just because it's something to do for WWE, I guess. But that's why I said we should have Rick back, because Rick was the heart and soul of Evolution. Like, he'd be on the mic, like, to me, he was the interesting thing about Evolution. And taking Rick out of the picture of Evolution, you've just got the three. And if there's two that I didn't really like originally, there's only one. I can't say I'm too happy that Evolution's got back together. I like that they're going back to the roots and going back to how it used to be, but I just don't really find it interesting, to be honest. I'm more of a Shield person at the moment.
Before we get to overall scores and our picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw this week, gotta mention one more thing. Lance, is he back? Is Corporate Kane dead? Is the demon back?
God, I hope so. 'Cause, Glenn, buddy, the shaved head look ain't a good look for you. Put the mask back on. For the love of God. and keep it on.
Will, do you agree with that?
Put the whole thing back on.
Okay, I'm going to be honest. Glenn Jacobs is, 46 years old? I think he's come basically to the end of his career, with all due respect. Do I agree that this corporate gimmick's working? Fuck no. Should he put that to mask? You're damn right. Should this stay until he retires? Why the fuck not?
Alfie, your thoughts on the mask?
Personally, I'd say put the whole damn suit back on, because the modern day Kane with the mask, I'm not a fan of, to be honest. I want the real deal. I want Kane back. I want the freaking big red monster with the whole damn suit on Kane. I want that Kane. I don't want the freaking hug it out Kane. I don't want that Kane. Or corporate Kane. I want the real deal.
You want the sick bastard. You want the sick bastard.
I want that Kane. Kane.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go into our overall scores and our picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw this week, being a tribute to the Ultimate Warrior, I gotta say, well, like I said at the onset of this review, was indeed a very, very respectful move by the WWE to pay homage to the life and times of Jim Hellwig, who, again, in an unforeseen tragedy, lost his life due to a heart attack he had in Arizona. And indeed, everyone in the wrestling industry, we being the workers, fans, and everybody involved in wrestling throughout the our lives, we've all been a fan.
Billy, can I interject for a second?
Go ahead.
Yeah, and to all you IWC marks all across the world that thought the Ultimate Warrior died, put your face in the toilet, because ever since the Warrior passed away, I've seen a lot of comments about, oh, he took drugs, oh, look, if he wasn't stable, oh, just look, he looked kind of flush. No, read the report. He died naturally. Let's get it straight. Whoever listens to this review and still thinks he went on steroids, then you're no better than the rest of the field of the ignorance. I just want to interject because, like I said, the last couple of days I read all the comments and it just disgusted me to no end. He died naturally. And excuse me for a second, as I beat...
Okay, well, as Will goes to prepare to get another beating from this brother, on to the actual Monday Night Raw show. I do like the idea of the tournament they're doing to determine a new number one contender for the Intercontinental title. They did some great matches in the first round. And like I said, the bracketing they have for the semifinals, again, it's RVD, Cesaro, and Sheamus and Bad News Barrett. That's an even more interesting twist to the tournament. So it's still, it's got me really intrigued as to see where WWE will go from there. Again, a lot more interesting segments, and then the reuniting of Evolution at the end of Monday Night Raw. A lot of fans have some mixed reactions to that. But, it was very interesting to see what everyone else has to say about it. I say it's a plus. I really would like to see Shield versus Evolution at Extreme Rules. To me, that could work. That could help sell the pay-per-view a lot, because think about it, a great young faction like the Shield against an established faction in WWE history like Evolution. I really would like to see that one pan out. Shield versus the Wise, two young factions, really on the rise in the WWE was indeed a phenomenal matchup when they had it. So I really want to see how they handle and how they work a young faction like the Shield against an established faction like Evolution. I really want to see that matchup pan out. And a lot of people out there are probably thinking, oh, what is this fat guy saying? He doesn't know what he's talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I've been watching wrestling for over 25 years. I really want to see this happen. I really would like to see where they work it, because one thing, it could really help the Shield go over even more. It proves that you don't need Daniel Bryan in your main storyline to help WWE, the product in itself, go over. We could have a great pay-per-view with the headline of the Shield taking on Evolution at Extreme Rules. It could work, in my opinion. It really could. My overall score this week on Monday Night Raw for the tribute show to the Ultimate Warrior, 4 out of 5. I thought it was that good of a show. Again, I really enjoyed the tournament, so much to the point where the best match of the night for me was Bad News Barrett and Dolph Ziggler. A phenomenal match, even to the point where the fans were even saying, this is awesome, because it was awesome. Now, how many times you're going to hear me say that Bad News Barrett, a.k.a. Wade Barrett, was in a matchup that was the best match of the night, in my opinion. Worst match of the night, I've got to throw it back to Rusev. I really don't want to see them do the Goldberg treatment for Rusev. You know, call Rusev the super athlete, have him work against someone who's established, like a Kane, I don't want to say Ryback, because you can say Ryback's a jobber, but to a point, to an extent. But don't put him against like small little jobbers. Put him against guys like a Goldust, like a Swagger, like a Ryback, like a Batista, or Randy Orton. Have him work against somebody established in the WWE. Have him work against someone like that. Don't put him against jobber after jobber. The matchup was 30 seconds at best. You can't really showcase your talent in 30 seconds. I mean, that was just unreal. What did it do? Just a kick, a clothesline, and into the accolade finishing maneuver. That was it. Did Rusev really show me anything? Impress me or anything? Not really. At one point, we were talking to the Shining Star, Rick Starr. He said he wanted to get lost in the cleavage for Lana. I'm like, really? She's like a 5. I mean, but plus, I still don't understand the point of giving a valet her own theme to intro the superstar. I mean, it really doesn't make sense. I've never heard of that before. But then again, WWE just finally doing all kinds of new things. So, but again, second week in a row, got to throw it to Rusev for worst match of the night, just based on the fact is I want to see more out of Rusev, and WWE is not giving us the opportunity to see any more out of Rusev, other than the fact that he's just beating up jobbers in 30 seconds. It makes no sense to me. You want to put this guy over, let him work an established good match, a 10, 15, even 20-minute match. I want to see him how he works in those type of matches, not a 30-second match where he goes and destroys a job. My personal opinion on it. Let's go to Lance next and get his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw.
Well, I gotta give it a 3.75. It could have been a little bit better, because to me, a tournament that it should be one night. Call it the Ultimate Warrior Invitational for the number one contendership, and keep it one night. Have the main event be the finals. That's just me. Best match, I gotta agree with you, Billy. The Bad News Barrett versus Ziggler match. Best segment, I gotta give it to Cena and the Wyatt family, because the Wyatt family were their typical intensity, and y'all know out there, not a huge Cena guy. But
what are your thoughts about the lighting that we're trying out with the Wyatt family during that segment at first? I mean, do you think the lighting was appropriate to add to the atmosphere and the eeriness of the Wyatt family gimmick?
Oh, it definitely added to the intensity they got. Damn. Yes, I just quoted Ron Simmons. What are y'all gonna do about it? Worst match, I gotta give it to Fandango and Layla versus Emma and Santino, because well, it's Fandango. Worst segment, the whole if we're all together, nobody can beat us thing from Triple H when they were backstage. It was like, okay, we get it. It's kind of dampening on what you're going to do at the end of the night.
All right, let's go to Will next. Get his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw. Will?
All right. Overall, I'll give it a 3.7. Best match is Bad News Barrett versus Dolph Ziggler. Worst match would have to be the whenever you put Fandango and Santino in, because this is going fucking nowhere. I'm sorry. It's just really not going anywhere. Honorable mention to the Usos for putting the Warrior face paint on your face during their match. I thought that was the best thing that they did. And worst segment, Lana has a theme? Good Jesus.
As I work to go get the power back, continue to go well.
No, I just said, Lana has a theme? Good lord, that's worse than Rance beating up people who beat up on him for guitars. But yeah. But that's it. I'll just give it all that to 3.7.
Alfie, you're up next.
Right. Best match. I'm agreeing with the majority, as it was brilliant. Wade Barrett. I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Sounded just like him.
Versus Dolph Ziggler. Huh?
You sounded just like
English. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Yeah, I love doing that. Walk around my house. I start doing that whenever something goes wrong. Worst match, Rusev. Really don't like the guy at the moment. I haven't seen anything from him, like a lot from him. He wants to be in the position that Cesaro's in, as in like people that he's facing. Like, he's not going to impress me if he's facing jobbers, because we've seen it before with Ryback. If he's facing people like, as you said, Kane, bigger guys, Kane, Mark Henry, Big Show, big guys, you can go, oh damn, that's impressive. Like, you can lift those people down, that's great. I really kind of like you. They're not doing that. They're doing smaller guys, and I really don't like that. I hope they stop doing that and move on to bigger guys soon. I really do. Worst segment, I'm agreeing with, I can't remember, I'm so sorry, with the whole Evolution backstage thing. Just didn't like that. And the opening to Raw was the best segment. The opening, the Ultimate Warrior tribute, and second place to that is Bray and Cena. For that segment.
Well, what we want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw? What are some of your favorite memories from the Ultimate Warrior, as this was, again, a tribute show to the Ultimate Warrior? We definitely want to hear from you guys out there. Be sure you put your comments in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. And yes, what can fans expect to see when they come visit your channel over on youtube.com/LanceMossTV?
Album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, redneck gourmet cooking videos, whatever's popping in my head. And Billy, I got a question for you. Was that the White family that cut the power?
They're here.
Well, when his brother is not whooping his ass, you know, he's over on the hood on iVlog, the Bay Area MVP known as Will. Well, what you got coming up? Oh, we're having some microphone problems now with,
Oh, damn it.
There you go.
I had a good joke here. I had a good joke.
Repeat yourself.
Since James is in New York, does anybody remember Christian's theme when he first went on his own?
Yes, I do.
At last, I'm on my own. Yeah, but nothing really coming up. Just wait for the NFL draft and James to get you a New York Duck.
Oh, God. I think I asked her that one. And Alfie is over on his own Facebook page. Alfie, you want to tell everyone about it?
I am on a page called The Pro Wrestling Lab. It's just a new kind of place where I post and vent my feelings about the business of what's going on, holding discussions with a few people at the moment. It's very small numbers, but I hope to raise that. And also, I'm helping out Mr. Boudreaux over here on WGS-TV as of recent. So, yeah, that's where you'll find me.
All right, and fans, don't forget to like the Facebook page, facebook.com/WGS-TV. And don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network if you haven't already. So for the incomparable Lance Moss from Lance Moss TV, the Bay Area MVP known as well, and Awesome Alfie from the UK, I'm the WrestleGamer, Del Boudreaux, saying thank you very much for watching.
This week's review has been brought to you by Mint Foley's new soda, Cheap Pop.